Welcome to my final match of the season. This is the finals of the Ahealy Cup, and we're playing against Ahealy himself. So during the regular season, it was 12 teams and 9 weeks. So there were two teams, or two players that I didn't get a chance to play against. And Ahealy was one of them, which isn't great for me because in the past two series I won the rematch games. But we'll see how this goes. So I had the higher seed, so I'm going to pick Generation 7 for our first game. So we'll start with the team for that. His Z captains are Excadrill and Cresselia, and he has a Mega Tyranitar. Alright, so we're starting with Frostlass. Since we didn't play the Generation 7 game last week, I still haven't used Frostlass, still haven't brought Frostlass and Silvally to a game, so I went out of my way to bring them this week. So we've got Spikes with Frostlass, Taunt to stop slow stuff, Destiny Bond to try to survive a hit, and then take our opponent down with us, and Ice Beam for stab damage. So this is going to be my lead. We've also got Zero Aura. We've got a physical set with Bulk Up. Plasma Fist hits most things, and then Fire Punch is for Excadrill and Amoonguss. And we've got a Fire Z move, mostly for Amoonguss to hopefully take it out in one hit. I think it might, at +1, it might knock out Amoonguss from full. We have enough speed to outspeed everything. We've got Superior. Leaf Storm hit most things, then Hidden Power Rock is the use. So I had 2 free move slots, so I have Taunt again, and Knock Off to try to knock off maybe like a Choice Scarf if something has to try to outspeed Zeraora. And we've got Akaberry to try to live like a Heat Wave from Tornadus, and then hit it with Hidden Power Rock after. We've got a specially defensive Heatran. We've got Stealth Rock here. And Taunt again. What was I trying to taunt? Cresselia. Yeah, I was really worried about Cresselia. So that's why everything is Taunt. We've got Heracross, we've got Substitute again, pretty bulky Heracross, we got Pin Missile, Rock Blast, and Close Combat, and Substitute. And last we have Silvally Water. I think this was to try to take on Excadrill. That's why I picked Water. So we've got... No, especially defensive. What was I trying to take on? Typhlosion. Oh, and Tapu Fini. So we've got Tailwind and Parting Shot to set up the Tailwind for Heracross, and then switch out, and then Heracross can outspeed things. And then we've got Roar if... Roar is for, Tapu Fini if it starts setting up a bunch of Calm Minds. Next we have Generation 8. He's got Zapdos and Speed Boost Blaziken, Starmie, Zygarde, Registeel, Weezing Galar, Philodin, Crawdaunt, and Swellow. So for my team, start off with Landorus, He doesn't have too many Earthquake switch-ins, other than Zapdos. So I wanted Earthquake. Then we've got Knockoff and Defog on Landorus. We have Dragalge, Assault Vest, so probably for Zapdos mainly. It also resists Blaziken stabs, fire and fighting. Then just Draco Meteor, and Sludge Bomb hits most things, and Focus Blast is for Registeel. We've got Necrozma here with Stored Power. I think after 1 Iron Defense and 2 Calm Minds, Stored Power starts OHKOing most of his team. And then we've got Earth Power for Registeel and Crawdont. So I think my idea with this guy was to get rid of Crawdont, and then Stored Power would be able to hit everything that wasn't Registeel, and I have Earth Power for that. We've got the Fable. I think I wanted this to be my lead. We've got Sticky Barb, which does damage to whoever's holding it, and if I trick it away, my opponent will get hurt every turn. So we've got Trick Sticky Barb and Stealth Rock on Clefable. Got a Wish Vaporeon with Toxic for probably for Zapdos, trying to catch it switching in, and Starmie. We've also got Scald, and last we have Virizion, to the Close Combat and Grass Knot. Grass Knot is probably for Zygarde. Yeah, and then Close Combat for Registeel and Crawdont. I think this was my Crawdont answer. With Rocky Helmet to hurt it if it's Aqua Jet or even a knockoff. And if it does knock me off, I get an attack raise. And then Toxic Zapdos probably if it tried to switch in. Alright, and last is Generation 6. My opponent had Mega Manectric, and also non-Mega Gardevoir. Yeah, a lot of guys I have on other team, Delphox, Serperior, and Landorus. So that's fun. Alright, so for our team, for Generation 6, start with Rotom for Manectric. Before Manectric Mega Evolves, it can have Lightning Rod, which means it's immune to electric moves and it gets a special attack raise if it gets hit by one. But Manectric's main coverage is electric moves. It's got Flamethrower and Overheat, and then it's got a hidden power. So between Rotom and Flygon, it has to pick between Hidden Power, Rock, and Ice. So it won't be able to hit both of them. And then we've got Light Screen to try to take less damage from his special attackers like Serperior and Manectric. We've got Starmie. And now we've got a bulky Starmie to try to take on Machamp. Rapid Spin in case he gets down hazards. He doesn't have spikes. I might have just been worried about toxic spikes from Skuntank. We've got a Colbur Berry to take a knockoff from something. We've got Ferrothorn. A lot of hazards with spikes and Stealth Rock. We've got knockoff and Gyro Ball. Especially defensive, probably to try to take heat, like an electric attack from Manectric. Also some hits from Empoleon or Swampert. We've got a Tailwind Flygon with U-Turn. So this is to try to get Nidoking or Gardevoir faster. We've got Nidoking here. I'm not sure what the Toxic Spikes is for. I think it's because Electric likes to Volt Switch, so if it comes in and gets poisoned, that's good. Or if Superior wants to be substitute, it'll be taking poison damage at least. And last is Gardevoir. Hyper Voice and Focus Blast hit everything, so I have Calm Mind and Wish to try to stay healthy over time. Alright, so those are our teams. Let's get to the games. Okay, here's our games. Like I said, I was the higher seed, so I got to pick the first generation. And we're going with Generation 7 first. So I've got Frostlass to get up Spikes, and he leads Tornadus. And he misses Hurricane. So we get up a Spike. Lucky Cursed Body there, so he can't use Hurricane again. And he doesn't take much from Ice Beam, so we find out he's Assault Vest there. U-turns into Tapu Fini. Get a little damage with Ice Taunt, so it can't Calm Mind. So we get Superior here. He catches out with an Ice Beam. And we do about 70% with Leaf Storm, but he knocks us out with Ice Beam. So we bring in Zeraora, which threatens to knock it out, but he just attacks. So we get one Bulk Up. Then we knock it out with Plasma Fists. Here comes a Moongus, and we use our Z-move, Fire-type Z-move, and it does take out a Moongus after the Spike. So here he brings in Excadrill. I probably should have realized that if he's bringing it in, like I considered that it was Scarf. I'm gonna find out here. He does outspeed me and knocks me out with Earthquake. I probably should have just switched to Heracross. My thought was, if he's not Scarf, he'll probably die to Fire Punch, and if he is Scarf, we'll just bring in Heracross when he's locked into Earthquake. But it probably would have been better just to go to Heracross, because I don't think I'd take too much, and then Zeraora would still be alive. But we bring in Heracross. Probably substitute here, yeah. And we take out Mienshao with a close combat. We bring in Silvally, another Hurricane miss. We get up at Tailwind. We'll use Parting Shot to lower his stats and get in Frostlass. So now we're faster with the team. And he knocks us out, so we should probably get to bring in Heracross. Faster, so we knock out Tornadus with Rock Blast. So again, Cresselia, I think I have a little speed on Heracross to outspeed a 0-speed Cresselia, but I guess he has some speed too. And I wasn't really expecting offensive Cresselia. I thought maybe he'd go for Calm Mind. But he has a Z-move, Psychic Z-move, so it takes out Heracross in one hit. That's probably Hidden Power Fighting, maybe? Probably not Ground. I don't think it did enough to be Ground. And his Cresselia is faster than Heatran too, so he gets a Calm Mind before I can taunt it. And now Hidden Power is doing a lot at +1. I'm especially defensive, so I take Psychic pretty well, but Taunt ends. I take out Cresselia, but Scarf Excadrill, so he's faster than me, and knocks me out. So, close game for game 1, but we do lose, so I get to pick the next generation. I pick Generation 8. So here's the Generation 8 game. Yeah, and he doesn't have Registeel, so Necrozma looks pretty good here. But he does have Crawdaunt, so I have to worry about that before I can use Stored Power. So we lead Clefable, and we get another Hurricane miss on turn 1, and we trick it our Sticky Barb. So Zapdos is taking damage, and now we are Choice Specs on Clefable. I get up Stealth Rocks so whenever Zapdos comes in, it takes damage. Maybe I should have just went for Moonblast here. He doesn't have a Fairy Resist. And with a Specs, I don't think I have any investment, but it's still going to be pretty strong. And Starmie came in for free there, and it's just its turn. So, Moonblast might have been better there. But we bring in Necrozma. I think I decided when I bring in Necrozma, I was going to immediately switch, just to see what his answer was. And if I should use Iron Defense or Calm Mind first. So his answer is Zygarde. So I go to Vaporeon. Probably Toxic here? No. I go to Clefable. I am unaware if he tries to Coil or Dragon Dance. And if he does go for a Dragon move like Outrage or something, I would be immune to that. So we go for Soft Boiled, even though I'm locked into it. And switch out. I've got Dragalge, take on Zapdos. With an Assault Vest, I'm not taking too much. And flip turn out, and bring in Necrozma again. So I know he's going Zygarde, so I start with an Iron Defense. But he's got Toxic. And he misses the first one, but he needed another boost. So he hits Toxic the second time. And it's a bulky Zygarde, so it doesn't even knock it out. Only doing about 90%. Did Earth Power there, in case he switched to Crawdaunt. And even though Starmie resists, Stored Power still did a lot. Yeah, Earth Powered again, trying to catch Crawdaunt, since Crawdaunt's immune to Stored Power. But he brings in Zapdos, and Zapdos is faster. So Necrozma goes down, I would bring in Virizion. Crawdaunt's a problem for my team. I think this is the only thing that really handles it at all, so I have to go for close combat there. And then we go to Dragalge on Zapdos as he misses another Hurricane. Yeah, we take out Zapdos. So, just like our first Generation 8 game, I have no flying resistances, and my opponent brings Hurricane, and cannot hit them, which is really unfortunate. So I go to Landorus to intimidate Blaziken, dodge an Earthquake. I probably... oh, knockoff. I was expecting Earthquake, but that's nice. I don't know why Blaziken came out there. Maybe he was just trying to see what I was doing, or if I was choiced. But get an Earthquake off and we hit Crawdaunt. So we go back to Virizion. And with Rocky Helmet and Life Orb, Crawdaunt goes down. Blaziken comes out again. I didn't want to switch, so I didn't want to give it like a Swords Dance boost. So I stay in, we get a big crit, and then he goes for Focus Energy, which is pretty uncommon. And then he misses Overheat. So Overheat lowers your special attack by 2 stages, but if you get a critical hit, it ignores the drop. So you can keep using strong Overheats each turn without the normal downside. And he's probably Scope Lens as his item to guarantee a critical hit each turn. He misses another Hurricane with his special Swallow. Finally hits one. But at this point, we're 4 Pokemon up. Unless he gets a lot of confusions, I think we're good to close this one out. Alright, so that's 1-1, and last is Generation 6, our final game. Final game of the match, final game of the Ahealy Cup. This one is for all the marbles. And here it is. We lead Rotom. We find out it's an Assault Vest Machamp. We go to Starmie. Since it has Dynamic Punch, I'm sure it's No Guard instead of Guts. And Dynamic Punch always confuses. So, Starmie's confused here. We do manage to hit. Knock off. We've got a Colbur Berry, so we survive. And do another 25% as he takes us out. So we bring in Nidoking, who's faster. And we get Earth Power. I think Swampert's also a Assault Vest, which I feel like I've seen a lot in Gen 6, because Gardevoir is so strong. My opponents keep bringing a lot of Assault Vests to try to check it. So we bring in Ferrothorn on Swampert. He makes a really nice switch to Machamp as I get a Spike Up. And now I have to switch into Machamp again, which is not easy. Flygon was for something that didn't come. Maybe Tyranitar. So I decide I can just switch it in here and hope to not get confused, but I do hit myself. We eat the Citrus Berry, and he shows Ice Punch to knock us out. So Nidoking's back in, and we take it out. Finally take out Machamp. So we can bring in Ferrothorn on Swampert again. It's taking Spikes damage, it takes some Rocky Helmet damage. And we get a knockoff on Empoleon. So I think that's Hidden Power Fire as we get Stealth Rock up. And it shows that he's Defog, so he gets rid of all our hazards. And Gyro Ball doesn't really do much. So we switch to Rotom on the Hidden Power Fire again. Light Screen to weaken his attacks, and we get in Gardevoir. We get a crit. We get crit and burned as we switch in. So we see here Empoleon was Thorn, so when it's at low health, its water moves get boosted. So it got the boosted Scald from that. Then it was crit, so ignored the light screen, and then it got burned. And then since it's Generation 6, burn still does 12%, so Gardevoir fainted, which is really unfortunate. So it's a really unlucky turn, but he missed so many Hurricanes the past 2 games. I can't really complain. So we do bring in Nidoking, Earth Power to take out Empoleon. And switch out again. I guess Earth Power still doesn't kill Swampert. And the spikes are gone, so it didn't take any chip when it came in. Wind Power Ice does not much. And we're down just to Nidoking. And Earth Power knocks it out. And we've got Gardevoir here. It was a pretty fast Nidoking, so that might have been Scarf Gardevoir. And it knocks me out with Psychic. And that's the series. So he wins 2 out of 3 games. And that's it for us. So congrats to Ahealy for winning the Ahealy Cup. And that's all we've got for Season 14 of the ISL. Just a quick addendum. I was curious about the Hurricane hit rate, because I feel like I've gotten lucky all season. And it turns out I have been. So I added up all the Hurricanes that my opponents used across 3 games. So they used 17 Hurricanes and 8 hit. So the hit rate was 47%. And it's supposed to be 70%. So I've definitely gotten lucky with Hurricanes. And then I've got this 52% because Mega Pidgeot used Hurricane twice. But its ability is no guard, so it always hits, so I didn't count those. Thanks for watching.